Welcome to Smart Cherry's Thoughts. This is Sai from India.
You are staying busy, doing lots of these. Congratulations. So, lots of
Thank you.
hustle.
Thank you. And also, I have gone through your profile, and you're creating a workforce for next generation.
Yes, IT tech workers. We believe get people working first, and we can train them on the job, and uh, but take care of the paycheck problem first, rather than put people in debt. So,
So that actually made me connect with it, and I actually wanted to tell about the work that you're doing to my audience.
sure. Happy
So,
to
bef-
share. Happy to share.
so before that, can you please introduce yourself to my audience?
Yes. Well, hello everyone. I am Kim Mahan. I'm a founder and one of the partners at MAXX Potential. So we're a technology services company based in the United States.
So, what made you to start this?
Um, so I spent lots of years as a corporate IT leader. So I worked with lots of teams all around the world. And I think as I got a little later in my career, I wanted to increase my impact. And so went out to build something I felt like needed to exist. Long before that, I was a self-taught programmer many years ago. And I think learning to code changed my life. It's what got me the first corporate job. And so finding a way to create more opportunities for others appealed to me. So we'll be turning 10 in October, and yeah, it took a big leap, and so far so great.
So, why this name, Max Potential? You want to bring out
Max
maximum potential of people.
Yeah, yeah, Max Potential, especially Max with two X's, that is an interesting story. My business partner and I, we had actually worked on another startup where we were trying to build an app, and we spent a year and a lot of money and learning what not to do, and needed to figure out what I was going to do next. And the name Max Potential actually comes from I had spent that year reteaching myself Java to build our Android app. And my first thought was I was going to go and start a mobile app development company working on Android apps. And the Droid Razr Max was the flagship phone that year. And so I started looking up domains like Max Tech and Max Dev, and none of those were available. I don't know why I searched Max Potential, but I did, and it was available. And once I did, that clicked, and it was just like, no, that's a different company. And it was the epiphany that needed to do something more, not just build apps myself, but build app builders would be better next step for me.
It actually perfectly suits for the objective that you have.
Yes, we want to see people be successful. We're solving the problem for our apprentices. It's an apprenticeship approach, which has been around for centuries, and we're solving the problem for them that they're caught in a can't get a job without experience, can't get experience without a job, and they're looking for that first company to take a chance on them, and that's us. And for our customers, we make that less risky because we're very good at assessing and working with beginners. And so for our business customers, we work with a lot of large enterprises to help them tap into a diverse talent pool that they might not otherwise know how to assess. So we work with a lot of career changers, somebody who went to school, got a degree in English, and now they're trying to break into cybersecurity. Studying a lot on their own, but what they need is that job and the real world experience on their resume, and we're the place where they go to get it.
So, what services that you provide to companies, and what solutions or technologies that you train to students who come
Sure.
through?
We train based on whatever our customers need. And it's all things entry level. So we work with a lot of proprietary enterprise technology, so Salesforce and ServiceNow and some of those large companies. We work with some companies are looking for front-end developers, some are looking for full stack, some are looking for DevOps engineers. We do cybersecurity. We just stay in our lane, which is the entry-level space. We know how to find high potential people that know how to teach themselves, that are excited about technology, that have strong work ethic, and we're hiring the type of people that you can train up quickly. I believe I've talked to several folks from my former colleagues. In India, they would call them freshers. Yes, the term would be fresher. But we use apprentice, and we're just looking for people with potential. And the number one thing is, do you love technology as much as we do? Is this a good choice for you? Because it's going to get really hard, and if you don't love it, chances are you won't stick with it. So we give people a free taste of what it's like. We offer some intro classes that are a little bit of everything, so they can see how big the field is. A lot of people that might go to boot camps or whatever, they read an article that says, become a full stack developer, you're going to make $100,000 a year. We ask people to back up a little bit and show them there are a lot of high paying jobs out there. And it's really the problem solving and understanding how technology can be used to solve business problems. If that lights you up, then we can work with you. Then you can learn. You'll have what it takes to learn.
So what are the projects that you did after founding this?
We do basic entry-level services. We don't want to compete with the larger high-end consulting firms. If anything, they're our customers too, because they're also looking for talent. I mean, everybody needs more. We recruit from schools. We have high school dropouts, and we have folks who we say GEDs to PhDs. We have had people with master's degrees and people with no degrees that show up. So for us, staying in our lane means we just help with developing that custom training. So we get to know whatever our customer's environment is, and our senior technologists will work with the customer's engineers to understand and make sure the apprentice is ready to add value day one. But as far as that goes, it's all the technologies across the board. We'll do basic data analytics work. We'll do a lot of security operations and monitoring. For our customers, they have the problem that in a lot of these entry-level jobs, there's a lot of turnover. So it's hard to attract people. And then once they get some experience, every 6 to 12 months, they're ready to go do something else. And looking at that next job, for us, we can help them so that they never have that turnover. There's never any downtime because we always have someone else who's willing to take on that role. And we can help with the cross training to make sure that in those entry level, we can turn those entry level positions into a pipeline so that our customers can hire, they can hire 2, 3, 4 people from one position, as opposed to, every 6 to 12 months, losing somebody, having to post the position again. We can help them turn that into a steady pipeline of new employees.
People coming from different backgrounds, and also people who are coming without education, and you are giving training to completely different mindsets. So I'm sure you might have a different way of telling them about the technology and telling about how it works and how to solve problems.
Yes, we can't say anybody can be a software engineer. There's a certain aptitude. You also have to really want that, really enjoy those aspects. We meet people where they're at. So we do hire people from all different backgrounds. We're looking mostly for the right attitude and, that work ethic. And then we help people get to wherever they're going to be most successful. We do quality assurance work. Some people may not, it may not be realistic for them to shoot for a software engineering path, but there are other technology pathways that where they could be successful. And each person is on their own. We do have a curriculum that we give to our apprentices that our mentors on our side guide them through, but everybody's progressing at their own pace. So it's not like we have a batch or a cohort where everybody's got 12 weeks to get trained. People are progressing at their own speed. We have people that stay at MAXX for 6 months. They're super talented. They come in, they get us on their resume, and then they get scooped up into the industry and we celebrate. We have others that could be with us 2, 3, 4 years. Everybody's getting a paycheck, health insurance, benefits while they're learning, which is important to us. We feel like solve that problem first. You have a lot of people who might be working, a day job that they don't really enjoy in the service industry, going home and then trying to learn to code at night to do something better. We allow them to flip that so that they're spending their daytime working in the industry, building up their resume, and then they'll still be studying at night, like if they love it, but you're getting paid every day that you're at MAXX Potential. You're building up that resume experience that'll help them get the higher paying jobs. And at MAXX, no one is locked into contracts with us. So as soon as, the market thinks that they're ready and they're getting job offers, we help them prep for their interviews and wish them well.
So is this premium course that you're giving?
Is it what?
Is it premium? Do they need to pay you in order to get trained?
No. They're getting paid. So in the beginning, we up front, we have a career lab, which again is a free trial for both, for us. And if people are just curious and I think I might want to go into tech, you can attend our career lab, and we give people a taste of what it's like. So we throw them in the pool, we throw problems at them with very little structure, because that's what the industry is like. You're going to get customers that show up and they have a problem, and there is no answer in the back of the book. You have to enjoy figuring it out. So we want people to get a feel for that, to make a good decision whether this is right for them. So that course is free, and that's open to the general public. Anybody can go. From there, people apply for a job, but once they're hired, they're full-time employees, and we get them working on projects as quickly as possible. Their training, once they start with MAXX, will be in the context of whatever they're going to be working on. So whichever platform or team we assign them to, they'll get specialized training on that particular job. And then in the meantime, they have a curriculum to be working on in the background. So internal to MAXX, we have a leveling system. There's ways everybody knows, here's how you get your first raise, here's the skills you need to show, here's how you get your next raise. And by the time you're level 4 with us, everybody out there is going to want you. Most of our level 4s are just shopping their offers. The industry there's so much demand right now that for talent, that we're providing an important service for our customers, because we allow them to tap into. It's so competitive, and it's especially for your mid-sized company, it's hard to compete with the tech companies now. So Amazon, Microsoft, Google, they're scooping up all the tech talent coming out of the classrooms as quickly as possible. So for some companies, it's harder to find people to fill these jobs, and we help build them for them. So we can, we know people that would jump at the opportunity to work in a technology department, and they're going to be long-term employees that are well matched to our customers' cultures, and it's just a smart way for our customers to build their team.
Is this online, or they need to come to you?
So we used to be in person. We had 3 physical offices. We were in Richmond, Virginia. We had expanded to Norfolk, Virginia, and then we had just opened up in Durham, North Carolina. And when COVID came, we went online. Now we have employees in other parts of the United States. We have employees in Hawaii and Ohio and Pennsylvania. We moved that upfront process online. For our customers, it's a mix. So some of our customers want the apprentice there, they're back in person. Other customers are completely online. So it really is a matching exercise for us. So we do have 100%, we're remote first for us as a company. We do have some customers that require if we're assigning somebody to one of our customer teams, they want them to be on site. So it becomes a question up front. We ask the apprentice, are you comfortable working in person or not? And we ask that of our customers as well, and we try to make good matches.
And tell me about your team who are making your thoughts possible.
Yeah, so we have grown. We're turning 10 years old in the fall. There are about 14 of us, I think, now on core, MAXX core, and we are in a scale ready mode. So we are looking to grow. But we took our time making sure we had it figured out and we had it right. And for us, maintaining that culture, we've always been very mission focused. So our goal is to help people get careers, and we don't want to compromise where we're just letting anybody in, whether this is a good choice or not, just for the sake of profit. Of course, we want to be profitable, but we wanted to make sure we had our selection process right, that we had very solid case studies under our belt, that we were really over delivering for our customers. Now we are expanding. We're starting to look at more sales and marketing and that sort of thing so that we can grow.
What are those qualities that any individual need to have in order to get into your company?
To be on our core team or to be an apprentice?
Yeah, to be an apprentice.
To be an apprentice, you just need the desire. So we're looking for people that are out there trying to break into the industry. So whether, if you're taking online cybersecurity courses, if you're attending hackathons or capture the flag events, and people are just looking for that first job, so they're out and you're really passionate about it. That's the number one criteria for us is, do you really enjoy this? Are you coming to us just because you want a job? That's probably not going to be a long-term good outcome for us or you. If you're here because you're really serious about breaking into the industry, we have a path and we can help people get there.
And about coming into your core team.
Core team now, we're hiring on the sales solution side, and there I think we're looking for people that are just good people to work with who understand our customer problems. We are 100% IT leader driven, so all of us are technical, have been technical, we're technical, so we do require an understanding of the industry and the technology. And then for our solutions delivery managers, we're looking for enterprise experience, evidence that people are comfortable with that teaching yourself. So, and yeah, strong technical skills, mentoring. So we have on our core team, we have solutions delivery managers that really make sure we're delivering on the work. And then we have development coaches who work one-on-one with the apprentices to help them build their skills. So it really is, which is the better fit? Do you like working more with customers or more as a coach?
You hire based on the requirement, the clients that you have, or you will hire even if you don't have clients. And
We
you then
do.
ask the project.
We have to be careful. It's a fine dance, but yes, we do hire. We try to hire in advance of the customers, but how many, we run and I think most of our customers appreciate that. I think of it here in the States, we have the concept of like minor league ball. So we're a consulting firm just like our customers are. So we have to keep everybody billable. And I think our customers appreciate that because they understand the risk that we're taking on. We're hiring people as employees, so we're going to be very picky. And I think our customers get that about the model. And we're just like the feeder system, we're the bullpen or the farm team that can help our customers grow. Like when you need extra hands, you've got a team out there that's constantly training that you can reach from whenever you want. So it's a fine balance. We always have a bench, so we always have a few people lined up for those next opportunities, but how many, we just have to be responsible with how we do that.
Awesome. And you started MAXX Potential from zero. Today you are into multiple places, and you started with you, only one person. Now it is, after 10 years, it is very big. The size of
Very big. We're almost big. We're no longer small. We're no longer a startup. We're more than 100 now. I think total we're at like 105 people. Out of that, it's about 75, 80 apprentice spots. And so as apprentices get hired, we let more apprentices come on, and we're trying to grow at a decent clip now. So we want to increase that, but without compromising quality. So yeah, but started my business partner. I mean, it didn't really until he joined fairly, he joined shortly after I started it. So it was about a year. He and I had worked on another startup. Then we both went off to start our own companies. I started MAXX Potential. He started Catapult Labs, which was a mobile app development company. And then interestingly, I ended up a year, I had all this work. I had people, I was trying to do everything, like coach the people and get the work. And he had all these talented, high potential students that he had hired from VCU, our local university, but they were finishing up a project and he didn't know what they were going to work on next. So we quickly figured out that if we joined forces, we were going to be more successful together. And so he took over the operations and execution and making sure we're getting the work done. I took over going out and getting the work, and things really took off after that. So it's not just me. It's definitely, we've got a strong team that are keeping us moving in the right direction.
I'm sure you might have followed great qualities in order to reach where you have reached today.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot of lessons learned, a lot of trial and error and figuring things out. Early on, I think even having that failure of the previous startup taught us a lot just on how to run a business. I read early on a lot of Eric Ries's lean startup methodology. So how do we build, like learn as much as you can as quickly as you can by lots of small experiments. Figuring out what type of work we can and can't do, what type of people we should and shouldn't hire, all of that was an iterative process. And now we feel like we have a formula that's successful. We have, hundreds of alumni now who are out working in the industry, and we treated them right while they were with us. So we hope that they'll keep sending more people to us. And most of our growth has been through word of mouth and people telling other people. So if you know somebody looking to break into the industry, people will say, oh, you should go check these folks out. They may give you that first opportunity. And that says a lot for the quality of what we've done. I think what we haven't been good at, we're technologists by trade. Our nature is to be working with code, heads down, doing work. We're not really good at talking about ourselves or, being out there so much. So I think now we've got a lot of good stories. There are a lot of success stories out there. A lot of people have worked very hard, and we're trying to do a better job of telling those stories.
Why you wanted to create next generation technologies?
It just felt like it needed to exist. I mean, here in the States, we're putting so many people into debt. We've got this big problem. So as an IT leader, it's like I couldn't find people. Like I had job openings, I had approval to hire people, but we didn't have enough people with the skills. And it seemed like most people who are in this industry know that we taught ourselves most of what we know. So like the one thing I love about technology, and most of my colleagues love about working in tech, is that it's always changing. There's always something new. So whatever you knew yesterday is going to be outdated, and there's something new coming along, and that keeps it fresh and exciting, and it keeps you learning. And so it seemed like it's just a solution that needed to exist. Why are we going to put people? We know we need more people, and we know there are people out there whose lives could be changed by these types of opportunities. Do we have the time or expense to put them all in a classroom? They're going to, when actually doing the work, building things, breaking things is a better way to learn. So we feel like get people working as quickly as possible. And then you can supplement with the technical knowledge as they go, but start getting their hands in code as soon as possible on real projects with real customers. You're working, side by side with more experienced professionals, and that's a faster way to solve the problem. That's our opinion. It's a big problem. Like, we need a lot more people who understand all these tools, and there's so many jobs out there that require these types of skills. So there's room for a lot of different solutions, and we just want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem.
So understanding the software, understanding the application, understanding the functionalities of it, and understanding the front end, back end, middleware, everything, uh, and also user interface, everything related to software. You worked on that before becoming a business owner. So that is completely different from what you are doing now. Now you are trying to understand the business side of the technology.
Yep.
So how?
That's probably why it took us 10 years to get this. It took me a while to unlearn all the IT leader tech and learn how to run a business. So I can't say we did everything right, but I feel like we've figured it out. It was a new learning process, but we learned by doing, which is, at the core of what we do. We're just big believers that whatever it is you're trying to do, get started. You're going to make mistakes, and you're going to learn from those mistakes, and that's the fastest way to learn. So for me, running a business was new. I had a lot of experience at large companies, so a lot of access to a lot of training that I wanted to pay forward. So I did know a lot about how big businesses run, but getting something from nothing to being a thriving business, there's a lot of steps in between that took some time and trial and error to figure out.
So, can you tell something that you have experienced while developing something or creating something or working on it on a particular software? Actually, that helps new people who are going to come into your company.
Yeah, so so for me personally, I've definitely been focused on trying to run the business, which I feel like I'm losing that. I still try to do side projects. Right now, I'm playing with a note-taking tool called Dendron. I had one called Obsidian. These are very low-level tech, but for where I'm at in my career, my business partner, I've built, as I mentioned, built an Android app, but that was like a decade ago. So to keep my own skills fresh, it's like whenever I have an opportunity, we tell people try to solve real problems. Like if try to write your own browser plugin, try to write, think of some problem that you have in your life and try to I built a countdown timer for myself. There are plenty of them out there, but the skills that you develop just by having that sort of prompt or goal that's something you care about, again, you're going to be more likely to stick with it. Every year we have, for Christmas, we call it the Tackathon. We call it tacky website contest. So we have a contest internally where I always submit something just to amuse everybody and show that I can still do some things. They're not nowhere near as sophisticated as what our team can do. I am surrounded by brilliantly talented engineers. So I just try to add value where I can, share what I learned back in the day.
And you're doing it, and it is going on.
I knock on wood. Yes, I hope so. We're trying. I try to stay relevant, try to stay current. I'm blessed to be part of a very strong team, and just surrounded by a diverse group of people. We have people from all walks of life, and for me is what's beautiful about it. We have people in their 40s, 50s who are looking for a career change. We have people straight out of high school, all different, people from top tier schools, people from no schools, and that type of environment is just a beautiful place to learn, just because everybody's bringing a different lens, a different perspective to the table. So my skills, I would not try to kid anybody and pretend to, they're a little rusty these days, but I do the best I can.
There will be a lot of people who will be expecting or dreaming about a company like you who is providing training.
Well, they can come to us. Like I said, our career lab is out there, and for attendees, the team gives lots of examples. I know on the last night, of their own passion projects, things that they've built. That's the big thing we're looking for when people are, coming to us. A big hiring criteria for us is show us what you're doing. We'll give some coaching, meaning like, here's some ideas for you. But if you go, if somebody's out trying to get started and you just look up beginner software engineering projects, like you're going to find lists upon lists of just basic projects, and it's pick one out that's interesting to you. We've had, my business partner randomly, he was proposing to his wife and he was looking for diamond rings. And so he wrote, a scraping tool that would go and check the prices on all these different jewelry store websites and, give him a report. We had someone else on our team who, has really bad allergies. And so wrote an app that would go and look at the pollen count and send a text message. And these are the types of, they're little tasks that, in small chunks, but you can learn a lot. And so for a beginner doing something like that may take weeks. Experienced engineer could do that in a, lunch hour. But those weeks, you're going to learn a lot more by trying to put together the pieces to solve a real problem than you would just going through tutorials. So we get a lot of people who are out there maybe, and nothing wrong, like all the online training, that's the other thing people need to be aware of. Everything you want to know in this industry is out there for free if you know where to find it. So free or at a moderate cost. So it's like the Coursera, Udacity, all of these online training options are wonderful, but you have to do them in content. You have to apply them. And what we'll see is people get addicted to the training classes. So it's like when I'm interviewing people, it could be, I got to free code camp level 100. And if I say, okay, so now just write me a loop that does this, they'll say, oh, I'd have to go look at my note. Like you don't have the skill. You have a vocabulary, you've got some awareness, but you don't get the skill except by applying it and applying it and applying it. So it's like for each, as people are going through these online training options, I advise it's like you want to, once you pick up a skill, then you want to drill it. You need to apply. So it's like go through lesson 1 and then go build 10 different versions of whatever you just did on your own from memory to master that skill before you go to lesson 2. But people will get, they get into the, oh, I finished lesson. It's like gaming. So like, let me go to level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. But you're not really building like the muscle memory and the skill, the recall that is needed. So that's why we send people off to go build things. Like, doesn't matter what it is. Build things or break things, one or the other. Like do one or the other. Either way, you're going to learn a lot more, a lot faster.
So you hire people globally?
Not yet. We are working on that. Now we are working on that. So, again, COVID changes everything. So we're thinking that through. For me, starting this off, it's where can I make a difference? And so working regionally just made sense. It's where my contacts were. And so we were planning to expand city by city in the US. Now we're rethinking that. Like, it is a global world. I've worked with wonderful people all around the world. So there's talent everywhere. We would love to bring our approach and model to other countries, but for our size, there's also risk. And so we have to figure out all the legal things and the tax implication, like all of that. Working internationally would be a new set of activities for us. But it is it is coming up more and more in our internal discussion. So it's not a if, it's a when. But once we know we can do that safely, we would love to be able to hire globally.
So once you decide, let me know. I will be the first person to be part of your great team because
that would be wonderful. Yeah, that would be wonderful. So yes, we definitely. Like I said, it's amazing world if we stay positive and forward progress. I think, yeah, there's a lot to look forward to, and people are learning how to collaborate. That's another thing to love about our industry and our field is it does allow you to work from anywhere. You can work with people from anywhere, and for industry, old folks like me who've been at this for decades now, I mean, it's been that way for a while. Like we've had global teams for a long time, and it's just nice to see that. It's going to be nice to see how that helps us all improve, I think.
So at last, what do you say to my audience who are watching and listening to you from anywhere on this planet?
Well, thank you if you watched this far. So I appreciate that. I appreciate your work too. So I've gone through several of the videos. You're attracting a very diverse set of lenses and experiences to share. So I appreciate your work as well. And to your audience, keep learning. Like whatever it is you want to do, what's that next step you could take? Like just start doing it. The worst thing is it doesn't work, and then you learn and you do something else. But for those that are interested in tech, I say just start building it. Don't get stuck in what do I do? Don't get stuck in having too many options. Just take a step, pick a project, and go figure it out.
So at last, what's your observation about my work?
Yes. What?
Your observation about my work as a founder, as a business owner.
Yeah. Well, I see the hustle and drive. I mean, you're persistent with me. I mean, and it takes that. I think you can verify for your audience. It's not easy to start something. Like it takes a lot of time and energy, and you have to be fearless to be reaching out to people and, putting things into video, and you're putting things out into the world, but you're a creator, and, that deserves credit for anyone who's taking that risk. Like there's a personal risk in putting yourself out there, and I respect that a lot. And like I said, the people that I've seen, I mean, it's very diverse. You've chosen a very diverse set of folks to interview. So yeah, I can't wait to see where you take this, and just keep doing what you're doing. You're connecting people and sharing ideas, and I hope your audience learns from you too. Like it's the way to overcome the fear that I always had is just, what's the worst thing that could happen? And if you put that on the table, is it really that scary? What's the worst thing? And it's usually not as scary as you think. So just try it. And if it doesn't work, okay, cross one more mistake off the list. You're moving forward. So, but I love what you're doing. You're connecting people globally. Yeah, you've got a great energy about you as well.
So one last thing that I wanted to tell to my audience through you, which you have learned and which is very important for any human being who is listening this, that work for you, and that is very important, that changes their life and that increases the value of themselves. If they follow these things, for sure it works. Is there anything that you want to say?
I mean, I always go to think about what's best for the whole. Are you bringing your best self into the world? When I started MAXX, the startup that didn't work, I feel like there was a lot of ego in that. It was more like I started going to the startup competitions, and I was drinking startup Kool-Aid. So I wanted to start something, but it wasn't, of course you want to bring something amazing into the world, but that's a lot more about me. MAXX started from a very different place, from a point of failure, where it's like, what am I going to do now? What do I have to offer? And so I would advise people, bringing your best in the world, it's like, really look at yourself. Don't look at what you think everybody else should be doing. Look at what you love to do. I think I probably will not pronounce this right. Ikigai. It's a Japanese term that's like the intersection of what you love, what you're able to do, and what the world needs. There's a sweet spot in there, and we each bring different skills to the table. We bring different passions to the table. So you're going to get much farther. Take a look inward to see what you have, and then look around the world and see where that can add value. So MAXX comes from, I looked at well, I have all these years experience as an IT leader. I have all these years, I've managed security teams, I've managed development teams, I've done all the things inside an IT shop, and I know we need to, but that's unique to me. But so this felt like it's a good lane for me to work in because I'm qualified, I love it, and the world needs it. So look for that intersection of those things, and I think you'll be successful. And even if the first try doesn't work, then try and try and try again. So
Thanks for putting the seed in the brains of the people who are putting their ears to listen to you now.
well,
There's
you did that, so thank you. Thank you.
if that grows, you will be the reason. If they grow in their life, and you will be the reason. And I want you to reach uh, uh, globally with the seeds that you have, and I want you to put seeds everywhere on this planet so that it will grow and it will become very big, and you will become the best.
We planted that seed. You asked me on here, and you're published. You created your channel, so we did that together.
And can I put this video on my YouTube channel with your permission?
Yes.
And also put this audio and video clip on my podcast, website, internet, social media, everywhere with your permission?
Yes, go for it.
I'll put your web link on the screen and in the description of this video. People who finds our video on YouTube can see it and can see what you're doing and what you're offering, and the apprenticeship, and also you have your core team, recruitment, everything that you're doing.
We would be grateful for that. Thank you.
So can you spell your contact to my podcast business?
Sure. So we're at maxxpotential.com. It's Max with 2 X's. So MAXX Potential.com. And yeah, you'll find us on the web and LinkedIn and Twitter and all the places. I think we're working on TikTok. We've got a team now that's learning how. So we're trying to reach the next generation of folks trying to break in. I think we're looking at our TikTok strategy. That won't be me doing the TikToks, but yeah, check us out on the web.
So keep generating and creating next generation tech professionals.
Yes.
Thanks again.
All right. Thank you, Sai. Have a great rest of your afternoon and a wonderful weekend.
You too. Thanks, Kim.
Okay. Yep.